Welcome back to the OSM channel. Very important topic today. Today I want to talk to you about how to tell if a piece of stainless steel you have, whether it be an evaporator pan, a cup, some silverware, whatever kind of stainless you have. I want to talk about how to tell if it is in fact food safe. We are buying more junk from overseas than ever before, and if you care about your family's health, it's imperative that you verify that whatever type of stainless steel you bought that is advertised as food safe is in fact food safe. Folks, I'm sorry I had to chime in for a second here. It's been a few days since I recorded this video. Now the first part of this video, we're going to talk about the different grades of stainless steel, but towards the end of this video, we're going to talk about certified versus uncertified stainless steel. This is really important stuff, so please watch the whole video. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to say that there's three main types of stainless steel. So we have 200 series stainless, 300 and 400. Now there's been a growing trend amongst these big manufacturers overseas to advertise something as food safe, perhaps 300 series, when in actuality they are sending us dirty, dangerous 200 series stainless steel. And that bothers me. But if you think these big manufacturers overseas have your best interest in mind, you have another thing coming to you. So the main thing I want to talk about today is how to differentiate between 200 and 300 series. So let's talk about 200 series. Folks, I'm sorry, I need to make another correction here. In the initial video, I said that all 200 series stainless steels are not food safe. That's actually technically incorrect. Upon further research, 201 and 202 stainless steel, legally speaking, are food grade. I don't agree with it. I say that because 200 series stainless is more prone to corrosion and breaking down, especially when subjected to heat and acidic foods. So you run the risk of buying 200 grade stainless. If you start cooking with that, tomato sauce, maple sap, which does have an acidic element to it, you will start to leach some of these heavy metals into your food that you're cooking. So although technically some grades of 200 series stainless are FDA approved, just avoid 200 series at all costs. That'd be my recommendation. So let's talk about 200 series. It is also non-ferrous. It's non-magnetic. Moving on to 300 series, there are two grades of 300 series that are food safe. 304, which is very common. Generally, when I want something that's stainless steel, I generally shoot for 304. But also 316 is kind of the premium choice. 316 is also known as surgical grade stainless steel. So that's like a premium, but 304 is just fine, and that's generally what I buy. Now 300 series stainless is also non-ferrous. It's not magnetic. What I have here is a piece of 304 stainless, and a magnet will not stick to it. I bought this from a reputable steel supplier. So we also have 400 series. Now the thing about 400 series, there's one grade of 400 series that is also food safe, commonly used in commercial kitchens, and that is 430. Now 400 series stainless steel is generally magnetic. This card is made of 400 series, magnetic. The reason I'm not a huge fan of 430 is because it's slightly more prone to corrosion, but it's still technically considered food grade and safe according to the FDA. So we can tell if something is 400 series because it is ferrous. But again, the main concern I have is if a big manufacturer overseas sells us something that is advertised as 304 when in actuality it's that dirty 200 series stainless steel. So how do we differentiate? How do we verify that we do in fact have a safe 304 food grade stainless steel? Well, I'm glad you asked because I stumbled upon this product online. I'm not sponsored by them. What we have here is a chemical spot test kit, and they make these test kits for different grades of stainless steel. This one will differentiate between 200 and 304. Specifically, if we look at this, it's similar to a pool chemical test strip, only we're going to put a drop on the pan. So we're going to put a drop of this on a nice clean surface on my evaporator pan, which I want to verify, that it's safe, that it's 304. And we're going to look to see if it changes color. That dirty dark brown, 200, 201, 202, 301, 304. So ideally, what I'm hoping for is that Garvey did not lie about the steel they crafted this evaporator pan with, and I'm hoping that that dot stays that tealish color. These kits, very inexpensive. I think this is like $10. So this is my Garvey evaporator pan. It's advertised as 304 stainless steel. What it's used for is, it's used for making maple syrup. We collect sap, put it in the pan over a fire, we concentrate that sap down into a syrup, have many videos on that. But again, Garvey advertises this as 304 stainless steel, and if I'm going to be selling syrup, I have to verify that this is in fact 304 stainless steel. And we're about to do that. So I read these instructions through Google Translate, and the instructions are pretty clear. On a clean surface, we'll put a drop on, wait 3 minutes, and see if the drop changes color to that dark brown color. We don't want that. We want the tealish color. All right, I'm going to level with you. I kind of screwed up the first test. Reason being, we actually had to prep the surface first. So after a little bit of research, all 300 series stainless forms a transparent passive layer of chromium oxide. Now we need to break through that passive layer of chromium oxide. In order to do so, we can use a few different things. We can use 70% isopropyl alcohol, acetone, or non-chlorinated brake parts cleaner. So let's try this again. We're going to clean a little spot. So I don't know if you can tell, but the stainless has slightly changed colors. And I also read that we should rinse with distilled water. A little bit of distilled water. I also have a new paper towel. This will wipe away. So we have a nice clean test spot. Let's try this again. Well, folks, I got shafted. Garvey lied to me, and now I'm at $200, and I'm not happy about it, but at least I can safely say that this is not safe to use for maple syrup production. So this is why we verify. This sucks, and we are nowhere near 300 series stainless. I believe this is probably 200, 201 stainless. Like if we look at the grading chart here, it looks like 201 to me. And according to my research, 201 is absolutely not safe to be used as an evaporator pan. Another thing about this test kit, this stuff does appear to mar the surface a bit. So if you're going to be testing your stainless, probably do it in a non-conspicuous area. But let me show you something else. I thought, all right, well maybe this test kit, this reagent is no good, maybe it's faulty. Well, I have a known good piece of 304 stainless steel here that I got from a reputable steel manufacturer. And I actually did a little test dot right there. You see that dot? See, that's clean, keel, and that about perfectly matches what 304 should look like. Reagent kit is good. This piece of 304 is good. That company right there. Liars. Absolute liars. They do not care about us. They do not care about us at all. Well, folks, if you got through the first part of this video, I initially spoke to you about the different grades of stainless steel. But there's actually more we have to worry about. I'm sorry I'm throwing this in at the end of the video here. It's, like I said, a week later. But I realized I opened up a can of worms here, and there's a lot more to it than just grades. We have to worry about certification of the stainless steel. And that's one of the reasons why American-made stainless is so much more expensive than crap you buy overseas. So, the danger with purchasing uncertified stainless steel, which according to my research, the Garvey stainless steel is uncertified, which would make sense. That's why they advertise it as 304 when in actuality it's 201. But with uncertified stainless, there's no paper trail. You don't know what went into that smelting pot. There could have been a chunk of lead that fell into that pot, and it's very possible that that pan has some type of lead contamination, and there's no documents to prove otherwise. So the only way for me to verify would be to now get a lead test kit and test that pan and see if there's lead contamination. But who knows what other type of uncertified or unregulated heavy metals might be on that pan. So what I'm getting at, it's very important, very, 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 very important that if you are buying stainless steel, it comes from a manufacturer that uses certified stainless steel. Now with certified stainless steel, there's a paper trail. Everything is traceable. And there's some specific things that have to happen in order for that steel to be certified. For one, each batch will have a heat number. So there's a unique ID code that is stamped or etched on the surface of every piece of plate or pipe that is produced from that batch. So that batch is traceable. So if something with that batch went awry, when they're doing the chemical test, all that metal can be recalled. You will also have an MTR. This is really important. MTR stands for Mill Test Report, and that is a certified document that matches the heat number that we just spoke about, but it also shows the chemical breakdown of the batch and that it conforms to industry standards, basically saying if I, as a steel manufacturer, am selling this 304 stainless steel, I have this chemical test report and certification that proves that this is in fact 304 stainless steel and it is safe. So I know it's a lot to wrap your head around. I'm learning more about this as time goes on. I'm sure there'll be some people that chime in the comment section and share their knowledge and tell me I'm wrong about this or that. But again, we have to worry about the different grades. Ideally stick with 304 or 316, but then you really have to pay attention to certification. And if you're buying something that you're using in your house, your family's eating off of, before you make a big purchase on this steel, bowls, silverware, whatever, reach out to the manufacturer and verify that their stainless steel is certified. It comes from a certified factory. I can't tell you how important it is. I wonder how many people are just being poisoned in this country from uncertified stainless steel that's allowed to be sold on the interwebs. It's a big problem. It's a big mess. Nobody's talking about it, but I can't keep my mouth shut. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, guys.